that would have ripped us apart.
Yeah, I know. But in the it's really weird in the PDFs. It just says Reaper's Mask and doesn't really describe what a Reaper's Mask is. It's probably in the extra rules section at the very, very end of the book. But, you know, who has time to look that up sometimes?
All right.
So do you guys move up to the next room?
Yeah,
I do.
All right,
I'm going with Cat.
Well, it's over there. You guys can move. Oh, wait, no, it's not over there. Hold on, I'll just move it over to you guys. You stay right where you are.
Okay.
Well, where did it go?
Oh, I used the wand of cure moderate wounds on Tangle. I didn't roll a 1, so I...
Well, looks like I deleted it in my frustration. So, it doesn't really matter. I'll tell you. You guys go up there. And it is D6. So, workshop. A thick layer of sawdust covers the floor, mounted nearly a foot deep in places. Workbenches sit here and there in the room. Their surfaces cluttered with saws, hand drills, planners, and other woodworking tools. There's another door to the northeast corner of this room, which contains 24 robes used by the skin saw cultist. The next room is Ironbrier's office. Oh, and by the way, as you step in this room, it seems that this room was served for ceremonial executions. But once a week as a place for them to gather and hear Ironbrier's... Oh, you don't know who this guy is yet, but this dude's sermons and share his visions. It seems like that because there's bloodstains on the floorboard that you can see, and there's lots of tools and stuff like that.
I really did.
And there's also victims' faces, like, skinned across the, like, stretched out. On the... what's up?
Matt, I know, I have no ranks and knowledge. I should have made her a wizard, but... Would Roxy recognize the guy?
No, you wouldn't actually... let me be right back. I'll be right back. So
that's fine, dude.
Oop.
Oh.
I'll be right back then.
Sweet, I'll be right back.
Can you still hear me, Alex?
I can. That was close.
Yes, it was.
You know that one time you were negative, you had like 1 HP left?
Yeah.
If you hadn't made that will save, Tangle would have
died.
Yeah, she would have.
Well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Tangle has lived as long as she has, because with my lack of technique as a player, I mean, I'm surprised she's lived.
I'm surprised Roxy's lived so long. I mean, I don't throw her into danger a lot, but she just doesn't seem to get hit very often.
No, she doesn't. She's never had her hit points go down. I've almost died, and so has Alex's character. I mean, so has Quadrule, but no one else has.
No, you'd think the squishy sorcerer would have gone down sometime.
Yeah.
Also, though, guys, I'm pretty impressed. I really thought Jessa was dead.
Yeah, I did too. I held back. I didn't use one of the... I didn't want to kill her. I wanted to give her a chance. She just... Because I could have used channel negative energy when you were at like and -7, and you just would have dead. You dead Jessa.
See, Jessa, you know what you do in that case?
Mm-hmm.
He does the channel negative energy. You know what? I'm going to use a hero point in my barely unconscious state. I'd like to throw something out to whatever god you is to worship to shield you from that negative energy. Granted, there is no hero point for doing something like that. And see, hero points, at least the way that I found them, and maybe, I don't know, hero points will give you really lame things like +8 to this, +10 to this. But if you can role play it a little bit,
which you've done, Kevin, a lot, pretty well.
Well, see, and that's how I kind of figure they should be used.
But it's not. It's also not a get out of jail free card either. Either it's like, all right, you do it, but nothing. Maybe you've been doing it too much recently, so I say, no, not this time. Maybe your god wants you
and
to
I've used it for role-playing stuff. When I had to, bash the skull in of that one kid that you motherfucker. You made me kill a kid!
Which, if I have any of my regular viewers out here, you actually missed that because that recording messed up on that part.
Oh,
yeah,
when
my program crashed during that conversation, and so we only got to it in the recap where oh yeah, by the way, Corral killed a kid, and no one got to see it because my program crashed.
He actually killed a kid and then multiple adults as well.
That killed me. Oh.
Yes, remember that, Corral. Remember that. Remember it well.
I do.
I was about to say that'd probably be Corral's big motivation, just trying to break up this cult. I mean,
Quadrille was talking about running. He said, has Corral ever run? Haven't seen him run yet.
Haven't seen him run yet. And by the way, what I was thinking of doing was I was going to use a hero point to jump over the edge, grab Tangle, pull her onto myself, and then fall down to the main floor and take the fall damage for her. That's how I was going to get her out of that.
I mean, the mindset of Corral, at least after all that, Corral would have died up here. If he's surrounded and he's going down, swinging.
And
I think that Roxas stood a fair chance of eventually bringing that guy down. Never mind. That one
29
200 wounds would have made things really complicated.
Yeah.
I'm typing
that.
something out.
That being said, he and Roxas had even AC. 29. That was insane. So we're in this weekly ceremony massacre and potluck hall. Tangle, would you care to look around for anything weird?
Yeah,
detecting
absolutely.
magic.
Actually, you will go through the. There's another door in this room that leads to an office-like area.
Hey, you guys. Oh,
it
go ahead.
has a large footlocker. Let's see here. You guys go through it, and it seems that this guy was Justice Ironbriar, one of the head guys of government. He's the justice. He's doing that.
So this dude was not in his right mind or something.
This large footlocker is filled with oddments that he collected over the years. A fair number are of a historical nature, including books, sea charts, etchings of vast rock formations, and dolmens accompanied by maps, several pamphlets discussing a forgotten school of magic known as the Alchemic. Make a DC 15 Knowledge Arcana check, anyone who has Arcana.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Let me think.
I do.
No, that was Proxy, Knowledge, Arcana. I'm going to just take 10. 17.
Alright, well,
Carl, what's going on?
This school of magic is identifiable as complete drivel. So complete bullshit.
It's not Thessalonian, darn.
And a fine painting depicting a city carved from a vast frozen waterfall with towering ice cathedrals and domes. Tangle, make a appraise check.
Okay.
Actually, you don't even have to. You can. It's pretty easy to do. You notice that this painting could be worth around 200 gold pieces to the right buyer.
Me likey that.
As you guys keep going through this dead man's chest here, near the bottom are several books. The first of these is a wizard's spell book emblazoned with 2 entwined snakes, one red, one green, that contains the following spells: Blink, Cat's Grace, Chill Touch, Enlarge Person, Fox's Cunning, Grease, Haste, Lightning Bolt, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Scorching Ray, Shocking Grasp, Shrink Item, and Spider Climb and Web. The second book presents tales of the Tane, the most feared of a group of notorious Fae known as the Twisted, the lives of war and madness dreamt and stitched into being by the eldest. The Tane are said to be horrible to behold, and the stories speak of them stumbling in the mortal lands, where they ravage kingdoms by creating firestorms, crushing keeps with their feet, and eating dragons. Specific Tane described include monstrous creatures like the Jabberwock, which is a thing of scales and fire, crushing fury. The Thrasfire, also known as the Dreaming Hill of the Dark, a chimeric monster wrapped in chains that the book claims took part in the 3,000-year War of the Eldest. And the Sard, the Storm of Insanities, a thing of bows and briars and misery, an ancient witchwood elm given life and hate by the eldest. This fine and rare tome is worth 500 gold pieces.
Nice.
Finally, a slim volume near the bottom of the chest serves double duty as ledger and journal for Justice Ironbriar. He's recorded everything in the journal in a cipher, it seems.
Ooh.
That you
Clark
cannot
is
make
interested.
out.
Let's look for a key. For patterns.
One of the leading
Can I do a
things, Matt. Any's, what the hell is it called? The Sanhedrin? The seven-sided
Sahedrin.
Sahedrin.
Um,
Any of those markings around specifically looking for them?
no,
Maybe the way
actually.
furniture is laid out?
No, it seems though that quite possibly that with all the faces, dried up faces on the wall, that this man definitely was performing the Sahedrin ritual from the rumors that you heard around town that lots of murders were coming around.
Unfortunately, and maybe you'll play it, my mind right now doesn't remember it. Perhaps Kurhal would. Our justice screamed out a name of somebody.
Zanesha.
Zanesha?
That was also the woman who gave Aldern Foxglove his orders to kill people in the countryside and turn them into gas.
All right. Well, one of the things that I'm thinking, and Roxy would probably be best suited to it. I don't want to deal with the guard again, but this does need to be reported. Why don't you throw on your mask of disguise, leave an anonymous note, and go from there that we did your job for you, this is cleaned up. That way, even with your mask of disguise, if anybody remembers your appearance, we're not going to be interrogated.
Let's rest before we do that.
Can you guys check out the body? Something's just not right about him. Can you examine the body?
He's been crushed by a...
You're right. That's definitely not fantastic.
Yeah, he's been ripped. He's been magic missile.
I'm just telling you. Something.
If it's
with
not,
the body.
if it's not too early, Tangle, after your heroic ventures, I would venture Tangle to get the mithril shirt.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying investigate the body.
But yeah, okay. So Tangle's gonna walk over and take a good look at that corpse and do a perception check on it. So
Well,
It's probably magical of some sort, is what I'm feeling.
No, it's just mithril chain shirt.
it's not even masterwork, so I can't have the.
But it is mithril, so that
Isn't
counts.
the mithril +1? Didn't I?
No, it's just mithril. That's what that.
Okay.
I copied what There's a spell to
right.
masterwork it though. I'll
I
handle that
think
eventually.
that perhaps this guy was under the influence of something. I don't think we can do drug tests
well,
or anything, but
I mean, here's the thing. I can do a speak with dead. Likely he won't want to speak with me.
he was a justice prior. He was a lawful gentleman. I mean, the body that he has now, whatever happened to his brain, wearing that mask that tormented him, should hopefully not follow him in death. I think that that's a good idea.
I'm thinking,
Alright.
well, the mask itself, I'm thinking we should give over to the church and be done with.
For the
all of
church.
them.
Well, they could destroy it.
That's as long as nobody's wearing them. None of us will be wearing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I could use a. No, I'm kidding. Just saying, confusion twice a day would be awesome, but
You know.
Well, is it fair, SXE Buddha, to say that your DM sucked? Maybe it just wasn't your play style. I don't know.
Oh,
Sorry, I was responding to community there.
yep.
Alright.
So
Because everyone
why don't
DMs
we-
differently.
I say.
and you DM the best.
Why
Oh,
don't
I
we
do
pile
not.
up the
Shut up.
bodies? Let's pile up the bodies with a little Spider-Man note. You know, hey, did your job for you. Carl will write that note.
It's I heart you is what that's supposed to be.
Well, I don't see the I heart thing. So.
I know, because it doesn't like the less than sign.
That's because it's they added something in there with the for the rolls with the greater than less than sign.
All right.
There we go. It's in community chat.
Oh, thank you.
So, let's rest first of all.
Sounds good.
I need my spells back. I used everything in the kitchen sink
Well,
trying to kill
yeah.
those
Well,
ones.
let's Tangle. By the way, you did not find anything unusual physically about his body.
okay.
So, but you guys can divvy up the loot later or now, however you want to do that. I already gave you what he had, correct?
Yeah. What about the other 7 guys we killed?
They didn't have anything special. They just each had skin saw mask and a hand crossbow, masterwork war razor. Oh yeah, they each had 20 gold pieces.
How many of them were there? Let's see. There were. Okay, so we killed 4 downstairs. Then there was 3
Bro.
here. And 2
I have 7, I have 11, I have 13 overall.
13 overall. Okay, I'll make a note of that. And they all had the same gear,
Yes.
so. Alright, I'll make a note of that.
Want to bring all of the bodies together,
Mm-hmm.
unless we want to keep the justice. But we could even maybe separate him. And Carol scrolls out this note to leave. And
All right.
Is there a way to dispel the magic?
Nice.
Is it possible to dispel the magic from an item and sell it for its value?
I mean, yeah, but the inherent. If you're talking about the mask,
Yeah.
it's inherently evil.
Yeah.
Without the enchantment, it's just a crappy mask or piece of skin that you could not sell,
it's
and
Megan's
it's
whole-
and
that's
it's evil
Carol's
too. So
Carol scoops that up, wraps it in a cloth or something, and Carol, being the complete diplomat that he is, he'll leave that note at the bodies.
Sweet. They deserve it. So, can you go speak to dead with that dude?
There's a chance that, if he doesn't want to speak to me, he won't speak to me.
Well, I mean, we gotta try, right?
Well, if we'll never know if you don't try.
Is there a negative?
Well-
Is there a negative thing that could happen?
There's nothing negative that can happen to me. It's just if it happens or not. Let me,
He was a good guy. He was
Possibly.
the justice. Something happened. He was not in his right mind when he was doing this. I just have a gut feeling about it.
oh, geez. All right. Well, why don't we question this out? And this is probably a little bit metagame-ish, which I don't. I would have to sleep to get the spell anyway.
Okay.
Well, that was the decision. We're gonna go sleep.
Matt, do I advance to 6 at the? I mean, was it worth more than 1,000 for this?
Oh,
run?
yes.
So, I mean, in that case, we have 3 questions to
Okay.
think out.
Okay.
We can ask him 3 questions.
So do you drag the body to your room and then sleep and then wake up and then do a spell?
We'll
or-
hold up here for the night.
Just
That's
not on
not
the
a
top
bad idea.
creepy floor. Let's do like the 3rd floor.
Well, no,
Yeah.
you know what? No. I still have 1 spell left over. I was expecting undeads. I
so you
still
can do
have
it right now?
consecrate. I'll consecrate the floor. At least it's not feeling creepy up here anymore, right? I mean, it's going to feel all warm and holy, possibly.
By the way, Mappa Falsh, there is a sorcerer, a rogue, a cleric, and a monk.
That's our party makeup.
Oh, and
So-
there is also there's also a rookery, by the way, that you guys see. It's yeah, I almost forgot about it.
I want his journal with the cipher in it.
A
I know some. This is Roxy in game. I know somebody who might be able to help us.
does anyone have linguistics skill?
Probably no.
Okay.
No.
I spit on it.
All right. You go to the rookery, and a timber cabinet sits against the northern wall here. Its doors are made of iron mesh. Inside perch 3 strangely silent ravens. A table nearby holds a tall, narrow bucket of bird feed, a quill, and a vial of ink, as well as several thin parchments weighted down by polished rock.
All right.
Does anyone have speak with animals?
No.
Okay.
Darn.
I'm gonna handle animal the birds though. Let's see.
Okay.
Karal, could you cast guidance on Roxy really quick?
I'm writing a note. I want to tie that to one of the ravens and send it off. See if it knows where to go on its own.
All right. You send it off, and it does indeed.
Well, I didn't send it yet.
Oh.
I wanted to show that note to the party.
We all agree.
Coral's feeling confident now, huh?
Yeah. Quadril's getting it back a little bit too.
All right.
Roxy, she's a little hesitant to do that, and she's like, we don't want to give up our element of surprise.
It is still the element. I mean, with this justice being dead and this whole cult being gone, I would bet they'll learn about it sooner or later. Yeah. I would rather disguise our efforts and make us seem more powerful than we really are.
I completely agree.
The truth is, we nearly got destroyed in this.
There's
But-
nothing
Right.
wrong with a good bluff.
There's no reason that the note readers have to believe that.
Very well.
Okay.
Very well.
You seem to have the party's blessing.
Send it off.
You send it off. All of you are watching, so I'll just have you automatically pass this perception check. And you see that the raven swoops under the iris fan to the north to alight atop to one of the tallest towers under the ancient stone bridge, the Shadow Clock Tower. is where it flies to.
Why would the town keep a shadow clock tower? God damn it! I told them get rid of the shadow clock. God.
Roxy's like, I know, Dad hates that thing.
Well, it's a shadow clock tower because it's in a shadow, and it's a clock tower.
I was gonna say, what the hell is a shadow clock tower?
Because it's under a bridge, and so it falls under a shadow.
Okay. Still, Roxy agrees with Coral. Dad's always hated that darn thing.
But,
Well,
okay.
let's get some sleep.
Coral, roll me an intelligence check.
Oh fuck!
Nice.
Wow.
You think that if you slept here after sending that message, that you might be visited in the night, since they know where it came from.
My friends, we should probably retreat to the temple tonight.
Roxy's like,
Holy
how are we
crap.
gonna get this corpse past everybody?
Do we have a backpack?
Wait. I have an idea. She's gonna wrap it up in a rug and put it on Rox's back. And say, she needs to get this nice rug over to the Temple of Garum.
Okay.
Father Deverok here has commissioned a nice carpet to be taken to his temple.
Ignore the smell. It's a cleric thing. We just
Tango, are you alright? Jessa?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Tangle's pissed.
Oh, yeah,
Tangle's
about to
pissed and irritable and
You were
tired and
taken out
quiet.
at the beginning of this encounter. You were taking out all those little guys, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah, you were kicking ass. You got flamed.
I mean, like I said, I'm fine. Tangle's upset. I'm
Yeah.
Roll
you
puts
know,
an
I'm
arm
doing
around
fine.
Tangle. You know, it was Garum that saved you, and it was Garum that
Garum.
can bring you to some salvation. I don't want to push, my lass, but it's
Tangle
something to think about.
she actually looks like she's gonna consider it for a minute. She actually looks down at her feet and is quiet for a while.
Alright.
I don't like to push. If you'd ever like to just learn, you know where to find me. And we head off with Roxas. Can we put a mask of disguise on Roxas to make it look like a horse or something?
Oh,
I'm just
dear
worried about
God.
a tiger walking through town.
There are druids everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, fair
There's a
enough.
fair amount in this big city.
So
All right,
we,
let's go sleep.
we retreat to the Temple of Garum.
Okay, on your
Next
way
day.
there, a couple guards say, "What do you got there on your tiger, miss?"
Roxy's like, a carpet for the Temple of Garum.
I see. Well, let me see this carpet here. All right. Nice. Okay. Oh, it looks pretty nice. I'll buy it off of you. How about that?
Roxy's like, they were pretty insistent on this specific carpet.
Sir, I am Father Deverok, and this temple is going to Garum.
This temple is going to Garum?
This temple is going to Garum.
This carpet.
Roxy does he's had one too many drink
Ah,
gesture.
dwarfs. They always have one too many. And he walks away.
We got a good cop dad guard going, don't we?
I think Corral was born drunk.
God bless him.
Oh.
God.
So you make it to the Temple of Garum, with the boy with no name is there, waiting patiently, keeping look over the godchild. And Frank.
And Frank.
And Frank.
Frank learning any discipline.
Frank goes, "Quadru,"
Oh.
when he sees you.
Quadro can't stop smiling for like the rest of the night.